We good? Can I be heard? Alright. Nothing pretty here, you dork. Yep, here's what my night's gonna be. Stir, 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 stir. Did you have fun doing your stream tonight? I saw you had a couple more people show up. Or was it just the irrelevant gamers showing up? So who's Proof Gold? I don't know that username. Okay. I don't remember that being his username, but okay. Alright, first one's going to be purple, neon pink, and teal blue. With glitter. Don't get mad at me, I didn't do any social media stuff tonight. I just elected to start going. Yes, this is what it's like watching multiple streams. How are you doing? How are you doing, Healy? Oh, damn it. Oh shit, did I lose my pin? Totally lost my pin. It's gonna be somewhere stupid. Tiny dreadball monkeys. Alright. I am very accustomed to nozzle plugs. These are my resin dyes, and they're all plugged. Ugh, I'm afraid of this color. I'm really afraid of it. Awesome. How's your daughter doing? Because I know we've talked about her a couple of times. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Zach. Zombie Z. Blah. You know your name. This will probably be the only time you guys ever see me wearing gloves. Just on principle, I really don't like wearing them. My daughter used to play volleyball. She didn't last very long. It's okay though. She had fun. About 30 minutes to work with all of this. I really hope that was the glow-in-the-dark pink. It was. Awesome. Mistakes could have been made. I'm using a mixture of resin dye with Jacquard pigment and unicorn glow pigments. Because I really love their stuff. Like, one of my favorite companies. Not gonna lie. I am trying something different tonight, so we'll see how this goes. Let's see, what do I have sitting over here? There's the aqua. Alright. Yeah, I'm actually having to open some of my pigments because I've never opened them. These will definitely be some interesting crystals this time around. I have 2 more colors to decide on, so you guys help me. Hey, Mom. Look at you. You made it to the stream. Yeah. Uh-oh. Why the uh-oh? Is it because I'm trying new stuff? Mistakes are going to be made. Of course. I think it's the solar gold. Yeah. Cool. Nailed it. Alright, I'm also doing the red. Gotta open that one. Timer is a ticking. Yes, I know. I know what my work time is with these. About to start stirring those. Because I have 2 more sitting off to the left. The goal is to keep a steady stir so that you don't get too many bubbles, because even when you're doing things this small, you have to be concerned about bubbles. All the bubbles. But that's why I have a blowtorch. Hey GZ Clay, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I got something different in the works today. I'm doing some test pours on a different crystal because customer requested it. So we'll see how it goes. They asked for hot pink, purple, and a bluish teal. I do not work with a pressure pot, so you will be seeing me fishing around in a minute. I'm also working with a red and a gold over here because I thought it might be fun to play with. My pink and teal have a glow-in-the-dark pigment added, so we'll see how that works out. Oh. And they also have glitter. Glitter is not one of my normal things, so we'll see how this works out. Easier to turn this. Sometimes playing with resin is fun, sometimes it's a very tedious process. So if I don't talk much, I'm sorry. I'm trying. But working on getting these crystals knocked out. I had promised a test pour on these a little while ago. And just haven't been feeling up to it. So now I'm doing the thing, getting resin everywhere, which is pretty par for the course for me. I've got some Sailor Moon molds over here along the edge. Or at least I think that's what they are. So I'm using a pipette to fill those. I'll say it's nice and relaxing because you have to Pay a lot more attention to the details. I also have about a 30-minute work time between when I mix the resin and when it gets too hard to work with. So I'm going to be trying to go pretty quick here for a bit. Shit. Okay. One down, one colorway entirely done. Hmm. doing the obligatory stabbing the points with a toothpick because that makes sure there's no air pockets. Because you always want the crystals to have a nice, clean, sharp look. And the air bubbles typically will work themselves out. It just takes time. They don't normally work out of the points though. Yay, resin is still flowing. I know you can see where the purple is taking over. Purple does that. Oh, shit. Unintended. I accidentally put in a big bubble. Mistakes were made. Yeah, so the purple's starting to get really warm. Just trying to make sure that I get it into the molds that I need it in. as I drip it everywhere except for in the mold. Yay. Mistakes are made. Mainly because it's starting to get too warm, which means it's cooking. And that means it's starting to set up. So the goal is to get it into as many molds as I can before it fully sets. And then I can come back through. On these purple ones, you're going to see the bubbles and the points a lot easier. Because those are always the hardest. Always. Because I still have to come through all the diamonds over here and poke their points. So all of these. So here we go. Poke, 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 poke. And I do my best to make sure I get most of the material back into the mold. Trying to take out all the air bubbles and the points of the diamonds over here first. Alright, so how's everybody else's night going? I know Zombie Brush Studios is still in his stream. I think he's just lurking here. I saw Healy. Now into these. And then I get to pour the rest of that blue out into the diamonds. Alright, so thing I learned, glitter sinks pretty quickly. So add that last. Yeah, I haven't really worked with the glitter in the molds before, so this is a new experience. Hey zombie, still lurking over there? Oh shit, did you really? I didn't get a notification for a raid. Aren't I dumb? I guess I don't have something set right. Did you have a good time though? Brought all the zombies. Hey, zombies are welcome. I am totally okay with zombies. Alright, there's that one. Here is the red that I think Papa suggested. Is that red enough? Ooh, this one's hot. I'm gonna have to move pretty quick. Aw, I understand the wall is asleep. I accidentally napped all day. You can't see it right now because of the gloves, but my right hand is pretty swollen from all of the detail work I was doing all weekend. Alright, mistakes were made. I got too overzealous. Poured it everywhere but where I needed it. Of course. Well, welcome you guys. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for rating me. And you come in and you get to watch me make a real atrocious mess with gold resin. Yeah. I don't beat you. You beat me at skill and painting. How about that? Well, at least for now. Until I get like 100% comfortable and confident in my shell all over again. So Papa, were these supposed to be red kyber crystals for you? Yeah, they really could be. I put a little bit of a gold metallic dust into the red, so it's gonna have a really nice shine to it. Damn it. Yeah, so I do save and reuse the colored aggregate that comes from the resin curing on the outside of the molds. Because sometimes that just makes really cool effects, and I can show you one that I really liked. So I have a silicone pouring cup too, and it did this. I left the stick in it, so I ended up with looks like a neat magic effect. I'm looking forward to cutting the stick out of it so that I can figure out how much of this I can save and use on a mini. Because I think it would work really well on a sorcerer. No, no. Did you see how I poured that gold in the middle? It was all over the damn place. Like everywhere. I made an absolute mess. Making a mess again. Although I will say I really like this red. This is the deep red that they sent in the dye box. I got a rose red and then a red. I have a second batch of resin here, so. Yeah, my resin gets poured between like 3 different containers in the mixing process. That way I know I got it thoroughly mixed. Man, the gold's getting so hard to work with. Yeah, it's getting really thick. It's getting hard to maneuver. What I'm gonna have to do is when I go to do the toothpick on these, I get to use it to pull the resin into place. This is like worse than watching paint dry. Too much. Alright, I'm done fighting that. Now to damage control. Right now I'm just going back through and poking the points. And pushing out the bigger air bubbles in the back end. Because on these I have not clipped out the peg that turns them into necklaces. Although, how this is going, I might. And we're at the sticky stage. Super sticky stage. Good finger. It's like playing roulette. You get to figure out which finger has the resin on it. And needless to say, I'm not touching anything right now. Yeah, so this is actually starting to gel really well. So I gotta hurry and finish doing these points. Yep, don't mind me, just making a mess. Hmm. It's like playing with taffy right now. Kind of fun, kind of not. Next, I get to hit everything with a blowtorch. And mix up my second batch of resin for the night. First off, I'm going to rearrange these so I can turn the tray and work on all of that. And yeah, I'm using a silicone mat on a tray so that I can maneuver the tray. Seemed easier. Seemed like a better plan. Alright. Alright, round one done. Hands are all sweaty. So I'm gonna actually turn this way. The ones I've already done are gonna drift out of frame. There we go. That was stickier than I anticipated. Alright. New gloves. So once the resin's mixed, I have about 30 minutes to get it into the molds before it starts gelling too much. And yeah, it's one hell of a timer. But yeah, these are already gelling. They're starting to dip below the surfaces, so to remove bubbles, I use this. Because the bubbles with this type of resin will drift to the top. It'll smell awkward for a minute, but I will eliminate all the bubbles on the sides. Not usually the ones in the points if they get trapped. So what I'll normally do is I'll try and go back and paint a layer of resin on really thinly. And I'll be like doing passes like this for a few times. And these are silicone molds, so it's not the end of the world. now I get to choose my next round of colors. I can either break it up. The pink looks neat. I don't know how I feel about having put glitter in it. It's not normally my go-to color at all. Alright. If you are here and listening, please feel free to give me some suggestions on what color to do. Otherwise, I'll probably resort to just purple and gold. Not gonna lie. I like the look of amethyst. Tempted to figure out if I can make a lighter pink. Because if I can do that, then I could probably pull off a synthetic rose quartz. Well, I did add the pearlescence in the last batch. That's what some of that was. It's like any of the gold that you saw me pouring, that's all just pearlescence, nothing else. Oops. Got a little overzealous there. It's a very full cup. See how it's like nice and foggy? Because I'm using two-part resin. I am not looking at the bottle, so I can't tell you what brand it is. But I have found that this can have a 12 to 24 hour cure time depending on how much hardener you put in it. But it's a simple 1-to-1 ratio. It'll be foggy for a few minutes when mixing, and then it'll go crystal clear as soon as it's done and ready to be divided, or rather have pigment added. Some people add the pigment before, some add it after. I tend to add it after because I work in a bunch of different small ones usually. Try to make sure I scrape the stick and the sides really well. Bottom. Alright. Something a bit different. Yeah, that's going pretty clear now. I have to fix my alerts apparently. Alright. Mess. All the mess. Yay, learning how to open jars very carefully that have fine particulate powders. Sorry. Nose itched. That's gonna end up being a really dark purple. Oh well. Cross-threaded it so I couldn't open it. Aren't I bright? Hey, Snack Punch. I actually had a fairly good turnout for the birthday stream. I was really happy with it. I now have 3 days until I make affiliate, because it's now just a matter of days, and I've hit my time because I did a 12-hour stream. So I'm looking forward to it. Can you guys see the color shift? It's like a turquoise with a purple. Hi, Nico Wolf. Yeah. I had a birthday raid come through, fly by, and then go on to another. Awesome. I didn't know that you did stuff like this for fun. It was an interesting experience having the birthday raid. I hit 48 people in here. Yeah. So right now I'm pouring crystals. Kind of like, if you watch the replay, I did a small crystal skull diorama from Saturday. Hang on. Oh, it's right here. So this is what I'm making the crystals for. Yeah, he's got gold bullion falling out of his head on the terrain. All of that fun stuff. I always like to have different shapes. Yeah, I've got 2 more colors I'm gonna do. And I have all these diamond shapes, so I'm filling them up. How have you been? I think did I see you start streaming the other night? Hey, Heroic Winter, it's still go. Their words are hard. It's going good. I'm doing this because I can't really do the finer detail work involving drawing or painting right now. My hand swelled up on me today, so. We've had a little bit of cold snap here in Texas. So, the weather and my hands don't get along. Next up, stabbing everything with a toothpick. Shoot. Way too much in that one. Haha. Yeah. It's called rheumatoid arthritis. It likes to act up and misbehave if I do anything for too much. So since I worked on the eggs for a good portion of the weekend, both on stream and off, my hand said, Kid Ink's not gonna work anymore today. I don't like you. So now I get to deal with that when it decides to be persnickety. So one of the goals is with all these diamond shapes is to make a new Mancala set. So you guys get to watch me play with resin. Huh? Who flipped what bird? What? No. That is crystal enough for our there. Weapons. Sorry, Papa. I just saw your message. Hey. Just because I'm a dirty, rotten pagan does not mean these are for magical purposes. Maybe at my LARP they are. But right now, nah. These have no other purpose than entertaining me. Next up is I get to find which table in my house is the most level. Purple. Oh, this'll look neat. It's a little heavier on the gold than I intended. Oops. That one filled out. So did that one. No, it's actually got gold mica powder in it with purple dye. Not sure there's enough dye, to be honest. There we go. If that's not enough, it's not going to be enough. So I'm not going to worry about it. Egyptian pantheon gets very confusing, especially after, God, what's his name? Nope, don't remember it right now. So, not gonna do the struggle bus. Ah, get some rest, Papa Bear. I will be at this for as long as I have molds that aren't filled. Which will probably just be a few minutes. That mold has actually worked. Same with this one. Huh. Okay. Oh yeah. Hey Mike, so that you're aware, go for 9 in the chat is mom. It's like actually mom. Ah. And Snack Punch, if you're still here, no, I am not creating the Infinity Stones. I know better. I know better than to play with such things. Yes, I am effectively making Mancala pieces and the ones for the diorama. Plus just a few other molds that I had. Yeah, so go for 9 in the chat is actually my real mom. I don't throw things at her, I only throw things at Chris Goldo. Or Chris Goldo. That is my actual mom. She's always liked watching me do art stuff, but she kind of gets creepy when she does it. Well, then you're in the right place. I create a lot of weird things. Next up, stabbing everything with a toothpick. That is true. Only time Mom bugs me is when she's hovering over my shoulder. Because I keep thinking she needs something from me, and she's just trying to watch. That's all, just trying to watch, and like, what do you need? My brain refuses to accept. She just wants to watch. So I constantly end up asking, what do you need? round one of that is done. Yeah, bubbles are bad, so I have a nice little hand torch. Since they're crystals, and these actually end up having a really sharp shape, I have some to my left that I can show you. Once I'm not like elbows deep in the resin. These will need little to no sanding for at least what I'm going to be using them for. Because I'm not making jewelry, so I'm not going to worry about the seam lines too much. So what I'm doing with the tooth pack is I'm going into the very point of the diamond. Hang on, let me finish these last two on this one, and then I can show you. I do have that one though. Hang on. I got a few to do. I have more than I thought. So let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. Each corner has the potential of having an air gap. Each one. And that's just where, because I'm not using a pressure cooker or I'm not using a pressure pot or a vacuum chamber, I can't degas the resin. And I can't squeeze it into all of the holes in the mold because of that. So here we go. You see how, oh no you don't. This way. You see how sharp that point is? I'm using the purple behind it so that you can see the point. Hi Kevin, how are you doing tonight? So these are actually pretty sharp. They do cause pain when you stab with them, and they will probably puncture the glove if I do that too many times. But what happens is, by not having a pressure pot or a vacuum chamber, I can't degas the molds with the resin in them, so that I can make sure it gets a nice, clean, crisp edge. And they stay sharp. Yes, my toothpicks are my super low-tech workaround because, hey, I'm lazy. You want the truth? I'm lazy. I also don't have $100 right now to blow on a pressure pot for paint or anything. So that is part of it. You know, the term I prefer using is I am a cannibal, and I will use whatever is at my disposal. And I can't say that word. If you're starting to spasm, you need to actually take a few minutes so that you can actually just stretch. How long have you been sitting in your chair or stool, depending on what unit you're using? And then one of the things you have to be careful of is not pushing more air into the mold when you're doing it this way. There we go. That's another way, that's another way. Let me move these over here. Did that one. I need to do these. Mom, if you're looking for Lily, she's in here. Lily is our dog. I do the zoning thing too, so I understand. I really understand. It's like I'm looking forward to having channel points so that I can set up like lower level channel point expenditures. Hey, drink something. Hey, sit up. Work on your posture for a minute. Stretch. You know, all those fun little things that channel points should be for. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna paint this Reaper Bones dragon that I have. I assembled him, was all ready to go, and then kind of went, I don't know what I want to paint him as. I don't want to do like traditional bone. So. Well, the Bones Dragon isn't going to be that hard. He was only like 5 pieces total. And I just don't know what color to paint him. Is what my main problem is. I got resin on my pinky. Damn it. Alright, that's full. Oh, what's my favorite color? It is actually a bluish teal color. So it's about right here on the color spectrum. That's my genuine favorite color. I'm making a real mess that you guys can't see. I might use that as the base because I have it in my acrylics and I don't have it in my mini paints. Alright. Oof, everything smells now. It smells bad. And yes, I'm like super carefully moving everything so I can just fit all the pieces on the tray. And my voice decided to say see ya. Try and shift the cat hair out of things. This will be super fun to pull apart tomorrow. That's sarcasm. No, actually, this is a silicone mat on my cutting mat, and then I have a tray with another silicone mat lining it so nothing really adheres to the tray itself. I mean, there's going to be some resin that sticks to it, but I paid $2 for the tray. I'm not going to be upset. I bought it for this purpose. And the edges are a little weird. It just looks like it's a wet palette because the shiny side of the silicone is deciding to stick to everything. I feel like I'm playing with puzzle pieces. No. I actually don't have a wet palette yet. I make my own. It's just a few paper towels, water, and parchment paper. It's not hard. So, I've just been making my own to date. Oh, that'll be fun to pull apart. Now, all of the molds that I have right here right now are full. I have larger molds where I can continue pouring on a larger scale, but these are all about the size that I need. Yep, that's how I've been doing it. I didn't see any point in paying for anything fancy yet. Yet being the key word. But yeah, here's a set of the crystals from a different casting. These are the diamonds in this tray. These ones here. Which is why I was trying to make the smaller ones my Mancala pieces. And then these I glue together into clusters. I have another cluster here. think I tucked it in a weird spot. So they only look muted, and then here you go. This is the first round of the purple that I did. This was like 2 drops with some purple mica powder, and then the gold is all clear. But yeah, that's what some of these are going to be. This pink and purple look over here in the corner, that was a test pour for a friend of mine. She requested some of them. Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. I just don't know where to put everything now. I think I'll clear this one and use it in that one. This right here, playing with the resin without gloves, this is how I normally live life. I'm not gonna lie. The dog is chasing the cat. Yeah, that's pretty much what I said tonight, Snack Punch. I've been needing to do this for some of these, like this test batch of crystals. I said, you know, I really need to do those, and that was a month ago. It's been a month since my last resin pour like this. I've poured on the canvases, but I haven't poured any of the crystals. And I'll have people in the other rooms want to kick me for that, but yeah. Alright, good night, Nico. Get some rest. Don't bottom out. And no losing your other leg, okay? I really wanted to play with some of my glow-in-the-dark colors, so I actually used it in this teal, and I used some of the pink. So we'll see how that works out. So yeah, Nico Wolf is my brother, and he hasn't exactly had a very good year medical-wise. Yeah, so I have a lot of glow-in-the-dark colors to choose from. Because here's this set. Most of them just look white on camera. So I've got a yellow, an orange, a white, aqua, a sky blue, a blue purple, a magenta, pink, juice red, red pink, or pink red, orange red, a blue, a green, and a dark red. I'm really not sure how this one will glow. Can you see the glow? Because that's actually it glowing just in the shadow of my hand. And that's the red. There we go. Like, that one can make some really cool eyes. I have eyeball molds too. I just don't feel like playing with those right now. Big question. Do I continue playing with resin? Or Do I pick something else to do? Let's paint something. The only thing that I have really prepped to paint is a couple of Apex figures. I have to reset. Alright, if I'm gonna paint, I have to reset. So, pull the dies off the table. Yeah, box of dies. All resin die. These have to be shaken up just as much, if not more, than the palette colors. Yay, I have a helper. That's sticky. Clean off the workplace. If I paint, you'll paint? Alright. Oh, here you go. As everything decides to unfocus. There we go. So, don't know how well you can see it, but this is from my silicone jar that I have. And it's what I use to mix the larger portions of resin before I divide it. This is one of my past pours. All I have to do is cut the stick out. But I figured that might make a really neat magic effect on a minifig. So I'll have to duplicate this again. Yeah. And this is where I got my name. Because I keep doing shit like that. It's like, oh hey, we made this thing for this reason. Oh, what'll it be cool for? I could see that. Do they work based off of Celestial, or is it just depending on who their deity is at the time? And is that tabletop or one of the other ones? Alright. Hey Mom, will you bring me a couple more of my blue paper towels? I think she heard me. I don't know. Alright, bottom's not sticky. Thank you. Oh, that's... wow, really? Well... Okay, which game system are you talking about? Thank you. I think that's what I'm trying to figure out first. Okay, cool. Now we're on the same page. Yeah, I know the barbars from D&D pretty well. Or I used to. I don't know 5th edition, not gonna lie. I've played 4th, and I've done a lot of Pathfinder. But I have been paying attention to the extra classes that they put out, because those are always fun. Yeah, I like having the option to play something that's beyond the normal. So yeah, here's the Bones Dragon that I have. He has wings. I did not glue his feet into the base because I wanted to be able to maneuver him. And I got resin on my mat, so I'll have to pay attention to that. Let's see, can I use any of these? No! Alright, my palette from yesterday died. It got knocked over, it looks like. Sad. I've had help. I guess I'll just let that dry. Oh shit, I have to pull my paint rack back out. I had put it away, so that's easy. Just get to move this for a minute. Ow! And that's one more time I've stabbed myself in the boob today with crystals. I should go ahead and glue those together, but I was changing tactics with how I was gluing them. Where did I put my scissors? Somewhere stupid, probably. I think I remember the one you're talking about. Although my oldest minis are probably from 1984. 1985? Because I don't remember having a sister when we did these. Yes, that's how I date time. Well, here's my oldest ones. And no, I have not repainted them. These were the first ones that I ever learned on. They're actually lead figures. Still super detailed. And the seam lines were actually hidden in the crucible. Yes, I am in Steiner's Discord. I joined it a couple days ago. Ugh, I can reach, I swear. I haven't painted much ever, to be honest. Well, at least on a mini scale. What I'm used to doing are doll heads and doll faces for the last several years. There it is. Sorry about the noise. I'm just doing all the things. As now I find the piece that I needed. Ooh, hang on. I'll head over in just a second. Not enough water. Fine, be that way. Let me just click over real quick. Oh, nice. That's like, the base is, it's definitely an older. He looks like he'll be fun to paint. I'll just go ahead and pull out the colors I've been working with all week. Weekend, anyway. Well, okay. So if you're gonna use... So what if they're brown? There are white black bears. There are Pisleys. And then there's the brown bear cross with the polar bear. There's so many options. So many options nowadays. All of the options! All of them. All of them. Yes, all of the options. All else fails, I can work on this one. I haven't put the top coat on the vinyl yet, so I can't do those. Alright. I'm not gonna need these yet. I've already washed them. I got them all glued. I got mad at this when I was putting it together because of the anatomy of the bones. I used to do forensic studies involving bones. So, fun fact, Tissue depths are a thing. Physics are also a thing. Some of the bones on this don't match the physics for what he would be. Oh! Hey! Thank you, Telscurry. T-Scurry? Oh boy, I don't know how to say that very well. Welcome, welcome. Switching over to painting my Reaper Bones figure. I just finished doing resin pouring. I only have so many molds I can fill right now. How did your stream go? And what did you guys do? What'd you do over there? I want to know. I haven't quite figured out the art of streaming and watching somebody else stream at the same time. Welcome, Raid. Thank you, Jinxed. And thank you, Rancid, for following. Same with you. Tilsa. I'm going to fail at trying to say the name, and I apologize so much. Awesome. What was the new technique you were trying? Learning new things is always healthy. I think I own one orc, and he is not where I can get to him. So I will not be participating in Orktober. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, thank you for the follows. I do appreciate it. Anybody else doing anything fun? You missed me making a fool of myself. Pre-glazed, sponged off, and yeah, it's a layered glaze effect. I'm used to doing that on doll faces, and I use it for their lips. Because it builds a natural layering so that it doesn't look like you're just putting, just globbing paint to make it look like they have lips, and it ends up looking like they have naturally formed ones. It also works really nice if you're trying to weather certain things. I know that we use it a lot in the Mandalorian mercs for doing the weathering and shading. Huh. Thank you, Jukaloops, for the follow. I do appreciate it. Sorry. I have a speech impediment. I was deaf until I was 4, and now I only have 20% hearing as an adult. So I pronounce words funny a lot. A lot. Oh, I make up words all the time. I mean, it can be pronounced with the H because the J could be silent. That's how a lot of words are in Spanish. Whenever I decide to remember my Spanish, I'll let you know how well I do that. Oh, 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 oh. So that might be more of a almost Icelandic. I thought that was a G when you did the JH like that. I know in Spanish it's more like an H when it's the JH. Oh, okay. I don't. Alright, so he's Joe now. They're Joe. Okay. Only if that's okay. What'd you do, Snack? It's an acceptable nickname. Okay. As long as you're okay with me calling you that, then we're good. Okay. I have now learned a new thing. If you really want me to butcher this, I can. Thank you, Giggling Geekette, for the follow. I appreciate you being here. Oh, this is showing me where the high points are at least. So I can start working on all of that. So yeah, I do a lot more than just the minis. Here's what I've been working on this past weekend. I have a sculpture commission in progress right now, which is the Game of Thrones dragon eggs. I'm doing all 3 of them. So here's egg 1. I've actually finished the base for this one. This is about 28 hours worth of sculpting. And at this point, I'm into 8 hours on this one, which is the second egg. This is the one that I've been working on most recently. You can see how it's not as refined shape-wise on the scales. My hands were actually melting all the work I was doing as I was working on it yesterday. So I gave up. I gave up for the day. Said, you know, this isn't going to be for me. And then I have my little specimen jars or bell jars. And I am putting very tiny dioramas into them. And I built this one on Saturday. Just as a little tiny diorama. And then I don't think I have any more of the before skulls sitting over here. Oh, wait, no, I do. I lied. I still have one. Here's the skull that I started out with. Just super cheap. It's from the dollar store. I figured I'd rather re-practice my hand at really seeing if I still had it, because I haven't painted minis in about 30 years. I've been painting dolls and other things. So I also do the doll mods. So occasionally, one of these days, you guys are going to see me working on these. I get to paint in new faces. I have a couple of them over here, and then I have a couple of 50-gallon totes filled with them. But at the beginning of stream, I was doing the resin pours for more crystals. Papa Bear suggested red, so I did some red crystals. And we'll see how those turn out tomorrow, because that's not going to be a today thing. I don't use quick drying resin. I need to come back and finish the base of the bell jar. Yes, they're creepy doll heads. However, these are just Monster High, so they're not as creepy. If you want the resin ones, I can pull those out of the storage. Like, they're stored under my bed, because I don't like light getting on them. That's the community that I came over from. So yeah, I do a little bit of everything. I have been a costume designer for the better part of the last 15-20 years. I hit an achievement bracket. I've won a couple of awards now for my costumes, so that makes me happy. And of course, I make other people wear them instead of wearing them myself. So those are up there on the wall. I will sometimes teach people how to do different genres of costuming for really cheap. Steampunk's the easiest. I got out of that life. It got too expensive. I got tired of building large-scale props. And do I still have it sitting over here? No, I do not. I've done movie replica patches. I'm actually pulling one off the wall. So, anybody recognize what this is from? I mean, it's not colored, so it's just in its raw state from the mold. This is from Guardians of the Galaxy. This was a bad one, so I kept it just for me. But sculpted, poured into a latex rubber patch with a fabric inner layer. Yep. So I have these available. I'll just pour new ones. But it's flexible so that you could sew it onto your costume without any serious issues. Or glue it, depending on what you wanted to do. Yep, Novacore. So I have those. I run a costuming group for Dragon Con for Assassin's Creed. We're really looking forward. Alright, Heroic Winter, you have a good night, alright? And then, as my coup de grace that I'll show you guys, I did all the leather wrapping and rune work on this, along with the beads. So, this is an alchemy-based gin bottle. So, this has 3 little dandelion tuft seeds in it to indicate the 3 wishes. And then I use Seals of Solomon. And then these runes that you see on it, that actually fully translates. It actually completely translates into English. It's a 68 character cipher that I developed for the game that this was for. So I have a commission for another one of these. So you'll probably get to see me working on that at some point. So yeah, I do a lot of different things. And I don't know how to market myself on here other than art. So, art and minis. Pelo Se Peppa, he's a really good friend of mine. He sent me a care package because I spent the first part of COVID homeless and I was living out of my van. It was the end of June, beginning of July when we finally got an apartment. So he sent me this huge care package from Reaper. The starter kit for painting and a huge box of minis. And then I caught ReaperCon Live, so I bought in for the Brinewind box. And I got that. Haven't worked on it. Haven't touched it. I've been using the treasure map and the treasure map and warrior flesh out of them for doing the skulls and stuff, which I'll probably be introducing to this guy once I finish the blue. The barely there metallic blue that I'm doing. Yes, I am using a color shift paint right now. It does a teal purple effect. You'll see me drop things a lot. I'm actually just using regular acrylic paint instead of mini-centric because I don't have a whole lot of paints. I don't have the best brushes, so I'm just using what I've had, and some of which died over the weekend. I will mourn their loss. They served me faithfully. I'm actually using the Color Shift series by Folk Art. So it's just like the super cheap stuff that you would get at the crafts at what blah. I can speak, I swear. Alright, so Walmart carries them, Snobby Lobby, Walmart, not Whalemart. Hobby Lobby, not Snobby Lobby. Yes, using what I have is better than not painting. For example, this is what I do with my canvases. So it's a multi-layer resin pour over top of what I've already painted. Tomorrow I'm probably going to go through and do the final clear coat so I could eliminate the blemishes like this one. This is actually for my neighbor's daughter. It was her birthday at the end of September, and they commissioned me to do one for her. Because my other ones are much smaller and climbing the wall over here. It's like you can see them behind me here, here, and then on up. I haven't worked on my canvases. I have like 16 more waiting to be drawn on. Yeah. The folk art ones have been serving me really well. I'm also used to dry brushing with straight pigment powders from doing all the dolls that I've done over the years. You just rub it in and you just build up with them through layers with Mr. Super Clear. And once I can afford it, I'll be getting myself a new can of the Super Clear. It takes paint and pastel really well, and it protects your underlayer work. So I know I'm not going to be using the same techniques that a lot of people use. But that's alright. Being different is completely okay. I started with the resin pours tonight because my hands are still pretty swollen. My fingers are a little large on this hand right now. But we had a weird weather belt out here in the last few days, so we're having a cold snap. And I apologize if I get quiet. I tend to deep focus. Wait, where is it supposed to snow? Because if you're about to tell me it's supposed to snow here in Texas, we might have issues. I don't have any winter clothes. Yeah. That whole homeless thing, I ended up having to get rid of a lot of stuff. A lot. Okay, Eastern Washington. Hey, I drove through there. I don't even remember what city I was in. I went and visited my best friend during the beginning of COVID. Drove from Florida to Washington State. Drove all over the state. Drove all over Oregon. And cut across Idaho into Montana. Dropped down. We were trying to go to Yellowstone, but Yellowstone had not yet reopened. I got to see Mount Rainier. I was really happy. And there was no traffic. It was great. It was really great. Thank you, Mom. You Googling things on me again? Yeah, we went into, we came across with the Oregon Trail from Colorado, went through Utah, and then we went up through Oregon, and then almost coastlined into Washington, went all the way up to the Canadian border, and then drove along there to Spokane, because we did go to Spokane. I remember that. And then we left there and we went through top of the mountains. Yep, I'm just picking a random bone place to start. I will never make sense on these. I don't remember if we went through Tri-Cities. I do know we went through a lot of gold rush towns because we took advantage, and I have this silly dream, and we went and did research, and I was taking photos of architecture of the old gold rush towns, because those are going to play a really big part in a future project for me. And I wanted to see some firsthand because I'm from Florida. I'm not going to lie. The only resembling gold rush town that I've seen is Tombstone, Arizona, OK Corral and all that jazz. And I did not think I wanted that as my sole reference for when I do this future project. So we literally just drove everywhere and looked at the historical towns. I mean, didn't have anything better to do. Nope, I don't remember going through those. I'd recognize the names, I think. I found out which states I'm allergic to and which states I'm not. I stopped breathing in Colorado. Mistakes were made. Hey, Snack, are you painting? Oh man, I just thought of that. You guys actually have the color change going on right now, don't you? With all the foliage for the trees and everything. Okay. I will go ahead and say this. I am not a sports ball fan. I have frame of reference for the things that you're talking of, because I know people who are sports ball fans. Friends. It's friends now instead of fans. Wow, I can not word today. How about that? Yeah, it decided to fail miserably. pet peeves. I wonder what creature they looked at as a reference for the bones on this. Alright, where'd it go? There it is. Mold line that's a little chewed up. So I'm trying to fix it. Huh. Yeah, that's where it's supposed to be. Blah. Itch. Mm. Oh yeah, dear chat, Gopher9 is actually my mom. So she's curious about what you guys do. I solemnly swear not to use my customer service voice on you then. Are you still working now, Teal, or are you just chilling for the night? Morning? I don't know which time zone you're in. I'm probably gonna have to go to bed here soon. I know my partner's probably passed out on the couch. But he told me to come and stream, so it's his own fault, right? Yeah, I'm gonna say that. I will tell you that currently he went through 2 bottles of resin, and I have probably 75 figures or minis to paint, because he printed up the entirety of Curse of Strahd. And then looked at me and goes, "You're gonna paint this for me, right?" And I went, "Excuse me?" There was no discussion. So that's the thing. When you have a 3D printer, your eyes are bigger than your palette. I have a backlog just on commissions. If I get my hand feeling better in the next couple of days, I'm probably just gonna sit and stream, sketching on the canvases and then painting them in. Because I have a Doors of Gurren to do. I was thinking about using my glow-in-the-dark pigment on it so that I could give it that next tier ethereal vibe. Man, but so many of them are so cool. Oh shit, I gotta ask Zombie when he's gonna do that Ladies' Night paint. I can understand the closet of shame. I have a bunch of fabric like that because I buy it to make a costume, and then that involves sitting down at my sewing machine. And I don't like sitting at my sewing machine. So I made a rule I wasn't allowed to buy any more fabric. And I've actually done a pretty good job at holding to it. Instead, I have bought everything else under the sun. It's like I'm compensating. It's like you guys will probably get to see me make armor here in the next couple of months. Because I've got some basic brig that I need to make. It'll be all fancy. And then I get to do the embroidery on it. Because brig is just cloth armor with plates sewn into it. I don't really know if I'm starting out with a complicated figure or a pretty easy one. Because bones. Yes, like for SCA fighting, but I'm not making it for SCA. I'm making it for LARPing because I own a chapter and I'm just waiting on the COVID mess to be over before I launch. So I figure I'd go ahead and make the time to make the costumes for my characters and NPCs that I'll be playing for the storylines. I used to do SCA, and it's where I refined some of my art talents. Probably should have left his head unglued. But if anything, I can just throw him in the freezer and I'll undo most of the glue. It's just super duper cheap super glue, so I'm not worried about it. There's a lot of mold lines, but not really as many as I expected. They're mostly tucked away. Alright, good night, Teal. Rest well when you do. And have a good day at work tomorrow. Good. Good days are important these days. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this base coat on him. Probably come back to him tomorrow. Alright, I think that's where I need to call it a night for tonight. And I really did that. Cool. I stuck my paint bottle in a bubble of resin. Oops. Alright, you guys. I am going to call a night, but I'm going to find somebody to raid real quick. Since there's enough of you. Let's do that. Oof. Alright, here we go. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me tonight. We're gonna go raid Aaron. Have a great night and rest well when you do. So I very much appreciate all the follows tonight. I got a lot of work done. I got a direction on my dragon. So here we go.